Hello, welcome back to Junkyard Hack, and I'm here to go over a couple updates. Haven't done a video in a while, so I figured I'd just give some information on what's going on in the shop and what have you. So anyway, what I have here is I'm working on the Galaxie, and namely the right front fender is going to be replaced, and the reason that is because it's about time. I got to dig under here to get to the heater core. The heater core, as you see there, has been looped off, bypassed, and now that it's wintertime here in Delaware, it's cold in the morning, and I'd rather have heat and not have heat. So I've been using this car as a semi-daily driver, and heat is a nice thing in the morning, especially when you have frost on the windows and you got to defrost it. So anyway, to get to the heater core, you got to take off the front fender, and since this fender was in an accident, and you could see the damage in the front there, it was pushed back and crinkled right there, and it's got a little bit more damage to it there. That trim piece is kind of janked up too. I decided to dig up the fender I got last summer and do up that, and that is right here. Now, I have a brand new 390 badge that goes onto this, but what I did to that was stripped it all down of the old paint, and when I first got it, I should say, it looked something like this. I'm working on this one. This is the left front fender, and I'm using a hardware store brand paint stripper to strip off the many coats of paint on this fender here. And anyway, this is what I was dealing with this fender before I got it straight and painted it satin black. Now, this is by no means perfect, not by a long shot, but it looks one hell of a lot better than it did before. And anyway, like I said, I got a new 390 badge for that to go there, and I'm just going to wait until I got it mounted up on the car, straightened up, before I get that, because those badges have these little pins, and they break very easily. So I'm going to make sure I have it all nice and straight before I actually put that on. So I bought these fenders last summer from Griff Parker, who also has a YouTube channel in North Carolina. He gave me a steal of a deal on the whole front end of the car. I got the grill, the core support, the two front fenders, and the hood. And I could have had probably the inner fenders and the bumper as well, but at the time I was too lazy to deal with the bumper because it was frozen on there, and I didn't have a death wheel to cut them off, and a lot of other things going on too. But anyway, that's the story on this. So what we're going to do with the Galaxie is fender's going to get replaced, or fender's going to come off. This one here, this is going in the junk pile. Core support, or I'm sorry, radiator core, or heater core. Let me get this straight. Heater core is going to be replaced, so it doesn't leak anymore, and I get heat, and I get warmth and hot air inside. And I'm going to go take a look at all the hoses and what have you. But anyway, one of the things I wanted to touch on was heater cores in these cars. If it's not air conditioned, if it's not an air conditioning unit, it's very easy. It's right back there where I'm pointing. That's where the heater core normally would be. But this unit was an air conditioned car. I've since removed the compressor and what have you. Simply because it was in the way, and I couldn't get to a lot of stuff that easy, and I'd rather have the ease of getting it out than the comfort of air conditioning. On this car, it doesn't, I'm not a big air conditioning person, don't need it. Nice, but I don't really need it. The heat I need, though. Anyway, the hoses that run to the heater core are underneath the fender, and to get to the heater core, there's a box that's mounted right under the fender. You got to take the fender off to replace the heater core. Now that's not that hard. Some cars, modern cars, you got to take the whole dash off and it's a nightmare. But it's a little bit harder than the most of the other old cars where the heater core is right here. So anyway, that's what's going to happen. Going to get new heater core and new fender, and I don't know, I might put this fender on depending on how far I get with this other fender. I might replace this fender as well. This one here is beat up on the top. It also took a hit, and it got some damage down the point right there, and it's crunched up on the top. It's wavy and crunched. So it's going to get replaced, but whether I do that now or later is still up in the air. I still have the Biscayne that I'm working on, and I've been plucking away at little jobs on the Biscayne because the big job's going to come later on when I get that Galaxie done, and the big job is going to be removing the engine. Let me get my finger out of the way. But in the meantime, what I've done is I've taken a few bits and parts, the dashboard, cleaned up the dash, painted it Krylon smoke gray, I guess. And the only reason I picked this color was because it matches everything. I don't know what I want the interior to be. I'm thinking black. I don't know. But the outside of the car, I don't know what I want that to be. Flat black, red, I don't know. But this color will match just about anything I decide to do. So anyway, I got all the tops of the doors painted, and I still have to do the B pillar, C pillar, the rear deck right here. I'm going to do that. That's got to be Rust-Oleum cleaned off, and Rust-Oleum rusty metal primer put on it. And anyway, just like I said, little bits and pieces until I get this thing up in the garage and get the motor pulled out. I don't know what I'm going to do with this car yet. I don't know whether I'm going to repair this motor, rebuild it, and put it back in. I like the setup. I like the big six. It would probably be easier just to pull it out, rebuild it, and slab it, and put it back in. I wouldn't have to do any modifications underneath, no shortened drive shafts or anything like that. But yeah, that's another thing too. I don't know whether I filmed this or not, but I put a seat in. This is the old seat to the Galaxie, actually, so it fits in here okay. Not exactly the most comfortable, but it's a seat. So, still need to get a speedometer here. But anyway, I don't know whether I'm going to take this and put a V8 in it. I've been a lot of suggestions say just put a V8 with a turbo 350 behind it, a 350 combination, something like that, 305, whatever. Just a cheap V8 engine. I could do that, but the problem there is I'd have to do something with the drive shaft. Now I don't know how hard that is. I've never done any of this before. I've never even pulled an engine out of a car before, to be honest with you. So I don't know how hard this is going to be, but it's my first time. You know, my first foray into this much of a fix-up, so to speak. I got this motor unlocked. I got it to run. I got it to run pretty decent, but it's got a lot of rattle and noise, and it's got a lot of smoke. So it's not, it's not good. It needs to be rebuilt. Check compression on all the cylinders, and all the cylinders are pulling at least 110 pounds, which is the low side of okay, but there again, I'm not going to cheap out and just try to, slap some valve guide seals in it and hope that fixes it. This engine is tired, it's worn out, and it needs to be rebuilt. At the very least, that might happen. I might rebuild it and slap it back together. I'm thinking about probably, regardless of what I do, whether it gets an automatic or might go with the original. I think I'm going to go with the floor shifter because of the binding issues I'm having with this one here. The shifter here, the reason why the rods that are there were welded together, welded together, and they were kind of a little bit on the janky side. So, but anyway, it's a rainy Monday. I haven't done a video in a while, so I figured I'd shoot a video real quick. Sorry it's not any more interesting, but I just wanted you guys to know that I'm still here. So, all right. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. I like comments. I like good comments, bad comments, thumbs up, thumbs down. It means you're watching, so appreciate it. Anyway, wintertime is the best time to get back in the garage and get that stuff done. You know, we don't have all of the places we're going in the summertime, and, you know, we don't like to drive our cars, old cars in the crappy weather, so it's the best time to do all the stuff that we're thinking about doing in the summer. So that's what's happening here. So, all right, let me let you go. Got to get in the house and take Mama to the grocery store. So, everybody take care and God bless.